Off the Cuff is supported by Patreon. Join today and become an honorary producer and get in-show credit on every episode. Hi everybody, welcome to Off the Cuff. I'm Craig Mitchell. Now today's show is a show I've been waiting to do for a very long time because I was looking for the exact right recipe. And I think I found it. When I was growing up in New York on Long Island and occasionally walking in Manhattan, I'd always pass one of these. Look at that. A cart filled with big, soft, warm, salty pretzels. Oh my gosh, these called to you. Whether you were hungry or not, you just had to have one. And I usually did. As a matter of fact, now I'm talking about the late 60s and 70s, when you went through a department store, they would have these too. Oh yeah, they were everywhere, and I was so happy for that. Now, as I was planning this show, I ran into my old childhood friend. I mean, we hadn't seen each other in person in 49 years, yeah. And he went to an Angels baseball game out here, and he sent me this picture. Look what's in his hand. How about a close-up? Whoa. How good does that look? It just made my mouth water. Then I think the next day, we met for lunch, and look what I ordered. Had to have one. Boy, was it good. It was so good, but loaded with carbs. So to tell you the truth, I only ate half of it, but it was delicious, but it really inspired me. So today, I'm gonna share with you a recipe to make a homemade, soft, salty, warm pretzel. Yes, that's going to be low carb, so next time I can finish the whole thing, and so can you. Also, let's put that picture back up. There you go. That came with a beer cheese dip. Oh, it was so good. So, I'm gonna show you how to make a homemade low carb beer cheese dip so you can have that experience just like I did. Now, speaking of experiences, I went to the local comedy club the other night, and guess who was there? Yep, our old friend Hackey McGreggy. And he must have a similar background to me because guess what? His set was all about big soft pretzels. Yeah, and I recorded it. Watch.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for your headliner. You know him, you love him. Let's have a real warm welcome for Hackey McGreggy.
Thank you, everybody. Hey, it's me, Hackey McGreggy. It's great to be here. It really is. How you all doing? You ready for my show? Get ready, though. This show is all about pretzels. Yeah, it is. So, get ready for some salty language. See, I just started and I'm already red hot. Yeah. Hey, you know what? I'm also red hot in the business. I am. I just booked a movie. Yeah. Hey, thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah. It's all about pretzels. It is. And it's a murder mystery. Ooh, yeah. It's a movie about pretzels. It's a murder mystery. And guess what? It has a twist ending. Oh, yeah. I've got to believe them. I do. Hey, you do realize that pretzels are very related to religion. You know how they're twisted in the middle? That's supposed to look like somebody praying. Did you know that? Yeah, that's true. So pretzels are religious. But I wonder, what about a pretzel rod? Is that for atheists? I mean, come on, it's strange. What's going on here? Oh, yeah. But I do love pretzels. I do. You know, my ex-wife, she reminded me of a pretzel when I met her. Yeah, she was soft, she was warm, and on top of a bar. Yeah, get it? She was a dancer. She was. Yeah, that's the good news. Oh, I do have some sad news, though. Yeah, our favorite guy, Mr. Salty, not feeling so good. Turns out he's got high blood pressure from all the salt. He's Mr. Salty. Come on. Come on. Hey, here's a joke. Guy walks into a bakery and he buys a pretzel. He walks out. He comes back like 30 seconds later. He's like, hey, I wanted a hard pretzel. This pretzel is soft. And the baker goes, oh, I'm sorry. We don't have any hard pretzels. So he gave him a Viagra. That took care of everything, I'm telling you. Hey, remember a long time ago, maybe 10, 15 years ago, when President George W. Bush, he actually choked on a pretzel? Yeah, that was pretty scary, it was. But you know what? I did some research, and I found out what brand of pretzel that he ate. Yeah, and I sent it to my ex-wife. See, everything has a happy ending. Hey, did you hear about the pretzel who went to the psychiatrist? He said, hey, doc, how am I doing? He said, I'm sorry, not so good. Get it? Pretzel not? Pretzel. Okay, I'll work on it. Hey, did you know this piece of trivia? If you have a pretzel that has no salt, they call it a baldy. A baldy. It sounds kind of old-fashioned, right? They should update that and call it, I don't know, a Vin Diesel. A Dr. Phil. Hey, I would really like that. I really would. Okay, now I have to go. Yeah, I'm sorry. But before I go, I have to share this. Whenever I eat pretzel nuggets, I feel a little depressed. No, I do. They're delicious and all, but as I'm eating the nuggets, I'm thinking, wow, all those male pretzels now, who can't have kids? Get it? Pretzel nuggets. That's my time. Thanks for coming down and seeing me, Hackey McGreggy. I'll be here next time, and remember, enjoy those pretzels. Okay, it's pretzel time. Here are the ingredients for our soft pretzels. 3/4 of a cup and 1 tablespoon of warm water, 1 1/2 tablespoons of olive oil, 1 1/2 tablespoons of melted butter, 2 teaspoons of instant yeast, that's just shy of 1 packet, 3/4 of a cup and 2 teaspoons of Vital Wheat gluten, 1 cup of lupin flour, 2 tablespoons of oat fiber, 1 tablespoon of arrowroot flour, 2 teaspoons of brown sugar, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 1 beaten egg and 1 tablespoon of water for egg wash, and coarse pretzel salt for topping. Now for the pretzel bath, 6 cups of water and 4 tablespoons of baking soda. Now for the low-carb beer cheese dip, 1 cup of shredded cheddar cheese, 4 ounces of cream cheese softened, 2 tablespoons of unsalted butter, 1/2 cup of beer of choice, I'm using non-alcoholic, 1 teaspoon of Dijon mustard, 1/4 teaspoon of garlic powder, and also smoked paprika. That paprika is optional. Salt and pepper to taste, and 2 tablespoons of heavy cream. That's optional for silkiness. Okay, today I'm a pretzel maker, so let's get to pretzeling. Well, our recipe calls for 1 1/2 tablespoons of melted butter, and well, gonna melt that first. And then we're going to start building our pretzel dough. All right, let's start off with our Vital Wheat gluten. And by the way, this is a vital ingredient. Come on, we have to have a rim shot somewhere. Hackey McGreggy was on the show. Okay, this is our lupin flour. This is our oat fiber. This gives the pretzels stretch. Arrowroot flour. Some brown sugar. Brown sugar! There you go. And sea salt. It's not sea salt, it's sea salt. We're going to leave this for a little bit later, but first we're going to throw this in here and mix it up well. This is 3/4 of a cup and 1 tablespoon of warm water. Warm means between like 110 and 120 degrees. Because hotter than that, it will kill the yeast. Speaking of which, my rapid fast rising yeast goes in next. Then we have the melted butter you saw me melt earlier. Yes, it all goes in together. We don't bloom this yeast. And the olive oil. And I'm using actual olive oil. And now we mix it up till it forms a dough. Okay. Just a little bit more water. Not even putting that much in. Just enough to wet its whistle. That was maybe a tablespoon. You got all that in the bottom. I'm gonna add the rest of it now. Maybe a table. So I put in maybe 2 tablespoons of water total. I mean, extra total. Okay, we're going to take our dough. And we're going to put it in here. And we're not going to do a high setting. Probably medium for about 6 to 8 minutes. There we go. 6 to 8 minutes. We're going to knead it. And then after that, we're going to let it rest. Okay, time is up. That's been about 8 or 9 minutes at least. Okay, let's get it off the dough hook. Now it says to let it sit and rest for about 10 to 15 minutes. It doesn't say to cover it or not, but I'm going to. Why not? Cover it. All right. See you in 10 to 15 minutes. All right, it's been 15 minutes. We can uncover this now. It's much softer. It's gooier. Here we go. That looks like half. Very gummy. That's good. That's what I want. I've cleaned my surface extremely well, by the way, because I need a big surface for this. And now we're going to roll this out into a long string. That's what we're going to do. Okay, so we're just going to roll this out till it's about 2 feet long. That's why I'm using this whole surface, because it's going to take a lot to do that. Now, I did not put flour or anything down on here. That's because this is not a very sticky dough. All you need is a clean surface, and like I said earlier. Okay, so we're almost, I guess we're about 18 inches now. Just gotta, mine is a little bit dry, so I've been watering my hands so it doesn't crack, and when it does crack, I close it. It's still very flexible. I just have to get it out to be long enough to make a big pretzel. I didn't anticipate it to be this cracky, you know, with the cracks in the dough, but you know what? It's not regular flour. But I gotta tell you, it's stretchy. So if I did this, there we go. How would that look? Make those bigger. That looks pretty good, doesn't it? So let's put that there. It's almost too big to twist, but we're still crossing. Almost. Right? How's that look? Actually, they're pretty much identical, aren't they? Look at these guys. All right. All right. There's our 2 pretzels. Now it's time for their alkaline bath. Okay, we want this basically, we don't want another rolling boil. We want this to simmer. So we put in our baking soda. Woohoo! And this one goes in there. Only for about 15 seconds. I kind of splashed it in there. And that's really about time's up here. Ooh, kind of lost its shape. I'll reshape it. Yeah, that's pretty much all you want to do with the bath.
I bathed them both, but I only showed one to save time.
Now we take our egg wash and we brush it on our pretzels. Okay. Here is our salt. Put it all over it. You know, you don't have to just put salt on here. I was thinking you could actually do
everything bagel mix, whatever you want. 365 degrees, 18 to 20 minutes. There we go. See you in about 16 minutes. Okay, it's actually been 17 minutes. Let's check. Oh, wow. They came out really good. You'll see them a little bit later. For right now, yeah, it's time for food facts. Pretzels trace their modern forms to medieval European monks, but for its modern form as a big, soft, iconic snack, we have to thank German immigrants to Pennsylvania. As a matter of fact, the first versions of pretzels were indeed soft. However, they were somewhat smaller than the big, soft, iconic pretzels that we know today. In 610 AD, an Italian monk invented the snack with the ends crossed like this to mimic a person in prayer. He actually gave the snack to school children who successfully learned their lessons. He named them Pretoria. Yeah, that means little rewards. Religion has played a huge part in the creation of pretzels. The simple ingredients of flour, water, and salt were perfect for Christians who, during Lent, had to abstain from products such as eggs, dairy, and lard. By the 12th century, the pretzel became the official emblem of the Bakers Guild in southern German regions. They were extremely popular in Germany, Switzerland, and Austria, where the pretzel was actually seen as a symbol of good luck. As we stated earlier, German immigrants brought the pretzel to America in the 18th century when they settled in Pennsylvania, and they became known as the Pennsylvanian Dutch. The settlers established numerous hand-twisted pretzel bakeries in central Pennsylvania, cementing Pennsylvania as the center of America's pretzel production. Even today, Pennsylvania is responsible for 80% of America's pretzels. In 1861, Julius Sturgis established America's first commercial pretzel bakery in Lititz, Pennsylvania. Thus began the mass production of the long-lasting hard pretzel. Authentic pretzels get their chewy crust and their signature brown color from a lye bath. That's a quick dip in an alkaline bath, usually using food-grade lye and or baking soda before baking. This lye bath causes the Maillard reaction. This darkens the crust and enhances the flavor, giving pretzels their distinct taste and sheen. Now, most commercial bakeries, they use food-grade lye. At home, generally, baking soda is used. As we said before, the soft pretzel actually came first. Its pillowy texture and warm, chewy bite made it perfect for street vendors and fairs. As for the hard pretzel, that was actually an accidental discovery in the 19th century when a baker left a tray of pretzels in the oven too long, and well, the crisp result created a whole new snack category. Philadelphia became particularly known for its soft pretzel culture, with vendors selling the big chewy nuts from street carts by the 19th century. Pretzels were twisted by hand into the 1930s. Then the Reading Pretzel Machinery Company introduced the first pretzel making machine in 1935 that led to a much higher volume of production. By the 20th century, mass production and automated machines helped the soft pretzel to grow beyond the borders of Pennsylvania. Soon they were staples at schools, convenience stores, and entertainment venues like movie theaters and sports venues, which always sold the bigger pretzel. Today, large, warm, soft pretzels are a familiar sight at food courts and stadiums, also provided by chains such as Auntie Anne's and Wetzel's Pretzels. The origin of serving soft pretzels with mustard is rooted in the American street food tradition, particularly hot dog vendors in Philadelphia. Now, the pairing was simply a business decision, but it also has its roots in German cuisine. American street vendors were the first to popularize bright yellow mustard on soft pretzels. That's in contrast to the Germans who used grainy brown or sweet mustard. In cities like Philadelphia, vendors sold soft pretzels and hot dogs on the same cart. So to save time and money, they offered the same condiment, mustard, for both items. Now, vendors have also been known to use condiments, specifically mustard, to cover blemishes on pretzels. It's true. When stored in humid conditions, The coarse salt can cause blemishes or blisters to show up on the pretzel crust. So an enterprising vendor can just squirt some mustard on there and voila! Perfection! Now, mustard isn't the only condiment that goes with soft pretzels. Here's a few more. First up, there's a cheese spread. Yes, what cheese, you ask? Well, any cheese, from cheddar to nacho to Gouda. Sounds Gouda to me. Next, there's beer cheese. I'm actually making a version of this myself. Now, this is very popular with German and German-American traditions. And what it does is, well, you take cheese, like a sharp cheddar or other cheese, and you mix it with beer and spices, and you get a tangy, creamy pretzel experience. Yeah, I want that pretzel experience. And now it's time for Big Soft Pretzel Trivia. National Soft Pretzel Day is April 26th. Philadelphia, Chicago, and New York were the first U.S. cities where soft pretzels became popular. Philadelphians today eat 12 times more pretzels than any other American. Wow. More than $550 million in pretzels are sold in the United States each and every year. And finally, the world's largest soft pretzel ever was assembled in 2015 by Pilsner in El Salvador. It weighed 1,728 pounds. It was 29.3 feet across and 13.3 feet wide. And they had 7 dump trucks full of mustard for it. I'm kidding about that part. But that's food facts. Okay, now let's make our beer cheese sauce. First, we take some more melted butter. This is unsalted. And we just pour it in there. Medium heat. Okay, now we take our softened cream cheese and we plop it in there. Now keep whisking. And now you have our half cup of beer. We're going to put it a little at a time. And the reason why it's bubbling like that is because the beer is cold. Oh yeah, this is going quite nicely. Quite nice. I'm actually going to increase it to 3 now because all the cool beer really cooled down the pan. Now we put in some more ingredients. Our Dijon mustard, the smoked paprika, the garlic powder, salt and pepper to taste. I used about a 1/4 teaspoon each. Now we're going to put in the cheese a little at a time. I'm going to do it this way. Okay. And we're going to whisk that till the cheese gets nice and melty. It's melting very fast. It's incorporating into this dip so well. Okay. I'm going to turn this off. I'm going to spin this up a little bit. My friends, the beer dip, well, the beer cheese dip is done.
Streetcar, big soft pretzel, twist of gold, a doughy vessel. Streetcar, big soft pretzel, life's a bite, come taste the special.
We are done. Well, actually, I am done. I made a soft pretzel with beer cheese sauce. And if you notice, I'm not in my usual tasting corner. That's because I usually do that at night, and I don't want to wait. I want to taste this now. Oh man, this pretzel absolutely looks magnificent. Look at that. And the cheese sauce, well, it looks exactly like the one I got at the pub. Now, my pretzel doesn't look as good as the one that I had at the pub or my friend had at the ballpark. But man, it does look good. And I'm gonna try it now. I'm gonna break it off. Wait a second. Just gonna break a piece off of it. Let's see how it looks when I break it. Oh, it looks just like an actual. Oh boy. So I'm gonna taste it first on its own. It's soft, salty, chewy, billowy. Wow! I'm really surprised. This tastes exactly like the pretzel I had yesterday. It's not as crisp. I could have kept it in the oven a little bit longer, but I was afraid to burn it. Wow. Wow. It's really, really good. All right. Now I'm going to try it with the beer cheese sauce, which looks amazing. There we go. Holy shnikes. That is spectacular. Oh! Oh! Oh, I worked so hard to get this recipe right. I tried a few recipes. I came up with this one. It was our last dish effort, and man, I'm talking about the pretzel, not the cheese sauce. Man, this just came together better than I could have ever expected. Some more. Oh. Heaven. Heaven. And I made it with my 2 gigantic sausage finger hands. Oh, man. This is outstanding. Follow my recipe. Do this. You are going to love it. And that's it for this time around. This is a very, very happy and satisfied Craig Mitchell saying, see you again in 2 weeks with another show and another recipe. Until then, be well, eat good.